Welcome back, everyone, to our playthrough of the career mode in NASCAR Heat Evolution in preparation and to get us hyped up for the soon-to-be released NASCAR Heat 2 coming in September. So, by a quick look on your screen, you can tell, wait a minute, this thing says that we are ready for the round of 16. The chase is about to begin. But how can that possibly be? Because, well, we just left off with Michigan as our last race, and we were nowhere near the chase. Well, this is where I have to admit, I started looking at the calendar a little bit and said, wait a minute, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to have enough time to run all of the races in this complete season, plus the chase and all of that, and get done before we get to the release of NASCAR Heat 2. So I had to do some quick math, and I decided that the best way that I could get you guys the gameplay that I wanted to get to you from the career mode and finish up this season and run through the chase and all that was just to skip straight to the chase. Now, yes, I could try to record and release, 2 episodes a day and try to get through it that way, but I knew that that's just not realistic. I'm not going to have a chance to do that. So I figured out the best way to do this is just skip ahead to the chase. But never fear, we're going to take a look at how we got to here. Now, we already knew from where we left off in our last video from Michigan, we already knew that, yes, we were in the chase. But let's take a quick glance through the standings and let's see how we got here. All right now it shows we have 6 wins. Now, that's quite a bit. Definitely more than what we had when we left off. So let's take a quick look. All right, so if we look backwards from here, we go, Richmond didn't win that one. That was a 10th place finish, which is better than we had the last time. Darlington won Darlington. That was an absolutely a blast to run. That race was so much fun. I thought it was going to be a complete disaster, and it started off looking that way because Darlington is such a narrow track, and of course you're trying to start 40 cars all jam-packed together, and I thought it was going to be a disaster, and it almost was, but we were able to come home with the victory, and that was easily my hardest fought victory so far. I've got footage of it, and I may release it at some point. I'm actually working on another video that I'm going to try to use it as some background footage for it, but we'll see how that goes. But anyway, Darlington was a ton of fun. Michigan, you notice our second trip to Michigan ended better than our first trip to Michigan, which you guys saw. We were able to finish well inside the top 10 this time around. Bristol also got a victory there, so we won both Bristol races this year. Then we go to Watkins Glen. Before that, finished 12th. Not too terribly bad. Again, just didn't quite have what I needed there. Pocono went a whole lot better the second time around than it did the first. I admit I was trying some things the first time around with the setups and things, and it didn't quite work out as I'd hoped. But I went back to more what I know at Pocono the second time, and we finished 11th, a very solid race. Again, we just didn't have the horsepower and the grip to hang with them as much as we needed to for a higher place finish. Indy, again, the car handled great. We just didn't quite have the horsepower and the aero to get up there and contend for the win. But Indy was a ton of fun as well. New Hampshire was all but a complete disaster. Thankfully, we were already in the chase, and I didn't have to worry too much about it because the car just was not handling the way I wanted it to. Plus, we just didn't have the horsepower to pull them off the corner. But basically, it was a disaster, and I just tried to move on from that one. Kentucky just didn't have it for them. They were way too fast for me there. Daytona, same thing. Didn't have it for them there. But then we get back to Sonoma. Now, Sonoma is important because this is where we left off. Sonoma would have been our very next race, and we come home with the victory. Now, it was also a pretty hard-fought victory. I was able to start toward the front within the first probably 3 or 4 rows. It wasn't on the first couple of rows. I remember that. But, again, we had a great start and got through the first few laps running probably in the top 5 or 6 somewhere, and then was able to, over the course of the race, work my way up to second and then finally make the pass for the lead and eventually the victory. So it was a lot of fun getting here to where we are now. But now we're going to go back to the standings here. And you see, now that we're here, we don't have an option anymore for to swap back and forth between the chase standings and the regular point standings. Now it's all chase standings all the time. And for us, we're going to start second. Now we're tied with Brad Keselowski with 6 wins apiece, which is just miraculous as far as I'm concerned to have 6 wins in the very first season. But we do have 6 wins. And that's going to give us 2,018 points to start off the chase. Now, why is that important? Well, what we need to do is within the next 3 races, we need to find ourselves either a win or we need to be in the top 12 in points. And this is going to help us do that. We're starting with an 18-point cushion over 12th position. So already we're in good position. You can see if we scroll down, you can see the top 16 make the chase, and then 17th and on down, their points are much lower, so they have no chance of catching up. So if you're in 16th place to start the chase, you have 2,000 points even. And because of the virtue of us essentially tying for first place, we have 18 additional bonus points. Now that is going to be huge, because let's go back to our schedule and let's take a look at what we have coming. So the round of 16, which is going to be shaved down to the round of 12 coming up next, we have 3 races at Chicago, New Hampshire, and Dover to either get a victory or enough points to get us in the top 12. Now, if you remember, Dover went very well for us the first time around, very well. So if we wait until then to come up with some good finishes, that would not be good, because that's a lot of pressure going into the last of the 3 races in this round. So we're going to do everything we can to start off Chicagoland with a bang. Let's go ahead and let's get that victory and get that out of the way so we can cruise through the next 2 races and continue to work on our team, which brings me to the next thing I wanted to show you, the status of our team. So you see in the top left-hand corner, bank account, a little over 400 grand. Okay, that's awesome. If we look here, I was able to purchase the control software, which gives us some additional grip. And now we need 500 grand for the wind tunnel contract, which would give us a benefit to airflow. Now that would be good at the bigger tracks for sure, because at the bigger tracks, grip is obviously important, but especially at places where you're running wide open, what really gets you where you need to be is horsepower and reduction of drag. Now this airflow improvement, I'm guessing, is going to be drag reduction. There's nothing really tells us that, unless I'm missing something here, but I'm thinking that's what it's going to be. And then after that, we've got 750,000 for additional horsepower. But for right now, what we're concerned with is in the next race or 2, we want to get that airflow improvement, because we want to make our car even faster. We've continued to improve it all throughout the season, and we want to continue that as we get deeper and deeper into the chase. But task number 1 is Chicagoland. So folks, let's head to the racetrack.
Get set. The race is going green. There's the green light.
All right, welcome everyone. Unfortunately, we're starting P18. That's a lot farther back than I wanted to start. And all I can say is car handled great in qualifying and in practice and all of that. All of that went great. And I didn't run a good deal of laps in qualifying, but ooh, this is a hornet's nest right here. All right, one thing I hate about this track is on corner entry to turns 1 and 3, as I'm leaning all over Allmendinger here. But the one thing I don't like is on corner entry at 1 and 3, the safer barrier juts right out into the track. And it's very easy to hit it on corner entry. So you have to be very careful of that. I'm hoping that that doesn't happen to us in this particular race. Let's hope not. Because there it was, right there. I mean, you're just driving along down the straightaway, and all of a sudden the straightaway is gone and you're face first into the safer barrier. So we started 18th. I do feel like we've got quite a bit more than that in us. How much more is the key? Remember, this is our very first race in the chase. All right, I'm a little hesitant about getting up too high going down the straightaway just because of that safer barrier. Once we get past the safer barrier, I don't mind taking it up higher in the corners like this. That doesn't bother me. But being up this high down the straightaway does bother me.
You're 3 wide.
Ooh, 3 wide. Here we go. Welcome to the chase.
Clear high.
Do not run me into that safer barrier. I see what you're doing there, Denny Hamlin.
Still there.
Oh, stuck behind two guys that I'm faster than. All right, Hamlin's gone. All right, can we get to the inside of Jimmy Johnson here?
Still there.
There we go. There we go.
All clear.
Eat my dust 7 times. Here we go. We're coming to the front. Ah, y'all got to go. Or I guess more appropriately for me, y'all need to like just get out of the way
That was a great
and let me go.
Still there. Carlo.
All right, we ought to have a really nice run here off the corner. All right, Edwards / Suarez. Quit trying to beat and bang on me and put me straight into that barrier. I see what you're doing.
Still there. Clear low. Carlo.
Woo.
All clear.
Wow, that was tight. Right into the safer barrier. Just eased into the safer barrier a little bit there. When we can get to the bottom and run down there, we're good. I can hang with any of these guys. Unfortunately, the horsepower is hurting me a little bit. All right, here we go. Good run here. Not sure where that smoke came from.
Still there.
All right, come on, fellas. Oh, I had to get way out of the gas there. We were washing up the track badly. And the worst thing I can do right now with a reduced or weakened car is to get out of the gas. I need all the horsepower and speed I can get.
Clear low.
All right, here we go. Can I get to the inside of Junior going into turn 1? No, I cannot. But that's okay because we're going to get in here good. Get through the center and get a good run on him coming off. All right, Junior's going to try to block me. That shall not work. Sorry, Junior, we got to go. We got an appointment at the front. All right, Casey Kane running 8th. Looks like he washed up a little bit mid-corner. We're going to try to use that to our advantage. I don't even know what lap we're on. What are we? 10 laps to go. Okay. All right, Casey Kane, easy now. All right, Chase Elliott. Didn't I already pass you about 10 times already? I feel like I have. I guess I have. Oh, okay. That's not cool. That is not cool. Are we going to be able to get off the corner? Okay, yeah, we didn't hit anything. All right, not cool at all right there. I am on the same track with you, and I apologize. I mean, my goodness. All right, we're going to try to get under him right here. We got a good run on him now. Again with the hitting. Come on, man. I'm faster than you. Get used to it. All right, where are we running? 7th place. All right, I like it. Oh, good corner there. Good corner. Just a little bit of trail braking on corner entry helps stabilize the nose and is giving us some really good runs through the corner. That's one of those things, just like everything else, I'm constantly playing around with to see if I can get better. Oh yeah, here we go. Now we're talking. All right, Keselowski gave us a little room. There we go. Slide through that corner. Give me position 6. Now, when the racing is like this, and we're coming to the front, I feel like we could run about 500 miles. All right, we got some clean track here. Let's try to put down some good laps. We got, what, 5 laps to go? Is that right? Off the gas just a little bit on corner entry. Maybe a little trail braking, particularly into 1.
5 laps to go.
All right, 5 laps to go. There we go. A little trail braking really helped out there. Got the car turned, planted the nose, and we're off. Yeah, the car feels great. Absolutely great. All right, we're a second behind. Let's see if we can gain on. Looks like we're gaining on him visually. Just stalling out. I can see him up there. That's what's so bad about this. I can see the leaders. I can see the 4 cars ahead of me. But I can't quite get to them. Are we going to be able... I mean, Matt Kenseth looks like that yellow car is getting closer to me. And, okay, we're 0.8 of a second, so it's a couple of tenths closer than it was. All right, we got to get there. A few more laps to go. How many? 3?
2 to go.
2 to go. Oh, wow. Man, they're going in some good laps because, like I said, this car is feeling really good around this track right now. I have absolutely no complaints about the handling. All right, 7 and 0.8. All right, if they get to really fighting on this last lap, we might have a shot at them. Oh, great corner. Great entry, middle. All right, I need y'all to fight some more. Harvick, fight with him. I need y'all to be side by side. Nope, they're not going to be side by side. All right, we got to go for it here. I barely lifted. Get me there. Oh, man.
Top 10. Can't complain about that.
All right, wait, how are we 6th? I could have sworn this whole time I was 5th. All right, apparently I'm losing my mind because I could have sworn that we were 5th right there. All right, so we've come away with the top 10. We come away 6th. That's good. Remember, the top 12 advance to the round of 12. Woo, okay. All right, so we come home 6th. That's pretty good. We started 18th and made our way to 6th in not that many laps. What was it? 19 laps, I think we ran. So not bad. And that was pretty much where we were. I could have gotten a couple more spots if we'd have had, you know, maybe 3 or 5 more laps. But all in all, can't complain. That was a lot of fun. Good race. I did manage to smack those safer barriers on corner entry to 1 and 3, thank goodness. And here we go. We're going to get all of the secondary sponsors. We now have 3 secondary sponsors. Wow, a grand total winnings of $111,410. So I'm happy all around. I would love to have gotten the win, but I am definitely not going to complain about a top 6. Excellent job. And what that's going to do is, for one thing, Kyle Busch, who gets the victory, is now automatically advanced into the round of 12. And it puts us in 2nd place in the points now. So we are 1st place in the points as far as drivers without a win. So that is very good. Very good. I like that a lot. We are, what, 24 points up on 12th place. So I really like that. A great first race in the chase for us. All right, so we had the fastest lap. So we were doing good. We had the fastest lap. That is always good to see. It gives me an idea of where our speed is. Now, I couldn't keep that up quite every lap, but it tells me that our speed is not too far off from where we need to be to really put ourselves in position to win even more races. All right, so now you see our bank account is now 513,000. That means we can head into the team display. Let's come down here to wind tunnel, and absolutely, yes, we do want to purchase that. So now that means we have 3% better airflow improvement, which is a lot. 3% is a lot, considering what we've been getting, right? 1, 2, yeah, it's the highest amount we've had so far. I thought it was. So very nice. So we're going to have a much more streamlined car. And now what's up on the agenda? Computer control is 2.8% horsepower improvement. We'll take that too. Of course, that's 750 grand. But the question becomes, are we going to be able to make it to that before the end of this season? Because quite frankly, I'm not sure. You know, we can't really go to the machine shop because that's 800 grand. That's even more. So we may be stuck with this for the remainder of the year, but we'll see. We'll see. Too many more races like this where we can earn 100 grand or more, and we might just be able to get something toward the very end, last couple of races of the season. So far, so good. First race is in the bag, and we now sit second in the standings. So I'm very pleased. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more NASCAR Heat Evolution.